Welcome, race fans, to the SimWorld Racing Network's presentation of the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series. We are at race number 17 at Sonoma Raceway. This is the SWRN 66 at Sonoma. I am your host, David Hillbilly Hara, and in the booth with me, as always, is our other host, David Lefano. David, back in wine country, man. What do you expect we're going to see here tonight?
Yeah, this is fun. We're turning left and right, which is not typically what some of these drivers are used to or like. But this is, in my opinion, one of my favorite road courses on the schedule. So Sonoma, typically a track everybody knows that follows NASCAR, so it's a little bit easier, I feel, than some of the other tracks I go to. But yeah, it's going to be fun. The elevation changes make it really tricky around here.
Yeah, not to mention that the track temperatures here right now are registering in at 121 degrees Fahrenheit. This is just short of a 2-mile track. We'll call it 2 miles. It's close enough, 1.96. But the elevation changes, along with a very hot track surface, could definitely make for some interesting corners, especially when you get up into corner number, 2 and then 3A, 3B, I think it is. I don't know my corners.
Yeah, I think it's like 3A, 3B. You kind of go down the hill and then back up to a right-hander. It's a little tricky down through there.
Yeah, this should be a great race here tonight. We do have a very, quite a small field here, which we typically, get at the road courses. I know some of the drivers took provisionals tonight. Some were unable to make it. I know usually we get Travis Rodriguez comes in here and tries to clean up on these road courses, as he only runs a few tracks, but not here tonight. Your fastest in practice thus far is Riley Palmer in the number 35 Toyota, followed by Ryan Steinhoff and Eric Thornton in third, currently on time as we get close to the end of practice here.
Yeah, some new names and faces at the top of the leaderboard. Of course, Eric Thornton's been here for a while. I believe he's the point leader. We'll have to look at that. I'm not sure where he falls in.
Now, actually, looking at the points as of right now, after last week's race at Gateway, James Nelson is the points leader, followed by Kenneth Pack, Curtis Sauburn, Michael Kurgelak fourth, and Greg Barnett rounding out your top five. Eric Thornton missed that race and fell to the 6th position overall.
Oh, okay, yep.
Last week's race winner at Gateway was Chris Essery, and I do not see Essery in the field tonight. But Michael Kurgelak came in second with Curtis Sauber third, James Nelson fourth, and Greg Barnett fifth. So they capitalized on a lot of points there last week, Dave, which caused the Eric Thornton to fall a little further than he would have liked.
Yeah, but he's back here tonight. I believe he may be locked into the playoffs anyways, so we'll have to check on that as well. But fell quite a few spots there last week.
Yeah, based on wins, I know he has a couple of them here, so definitely locked in thus far. As far as the win category goes, I'm not sure what the participation percentage is. And how many provisionals he's used or whatnot. I think they have 3 provisionals in this particular series with the Quick Finishers Racing League, but I don't think he's used all those up. But I do believe he's used 1, maybe 2 of those thus far. But we're going to get ready to kick off qualifying here in just a few. Let's go ahead and go down trackside for our pre-race presentation here. We'll be right back with you in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. Please rise if you're able and remove your hat as the United States Navy Band performs our national anthem. huge thank you to the United States Naval Band for the performance of our national anthem. We're getting ready to get qualifying underway. We're going to step away for just a second, be right back with you. Get a kick to the intro, be right back. As we have our first qualifiers taken to the track now, you see the 75 auto serve machine of James Nelson as he's coming up to speed here.
Now these drivers are going to get 2 cracks out of here, 2 laps around this racetrack.
Yeah, qualifying effort's going to be, I believe it's going to be a 10-minute qualifying session. I think that's what they have to have here because, it takes a little bit to get around this 2-mile track. And, your first part of this is just your up-to-speed lap, trying to get some heat in those tires to make your fast laps. So as these drivers are heading around, we'll let you know once we get a score up. We'll kind of display that on screen for you.
Yeah, it looks like one of the first cars coming around here is Michael Kurgelak to take his first green flag lap.
So Michael comes down and through turns 3. I believe that's Michael, yeah.
Yeah, it's 3A, 3B coming down into turn number 4. I hope that's turn 4.
As he heads down towards turn 7. And then he'll make his way over toward the S's. So we now watch as Michael Kurgelak makes his way through the S's here. Yeah, I don't know all these numbers, and I would mess it up if I try to keep up with it all day, but it's okay, too, as we see him coming down for the hairpin, what is this, turn 11?
Yeah, I believe it's turn 11, the final turn.
Yeah, the little left-hander
you get a little kink that I don't know if they name that or not.
They don't score that one anymore. As he crosses the finish line, comes in at a 120.92. Ryan Steinhoff finished his lap at a 119.05. Kenneth Pack on track. Now, these guys are still running a second lap, so this may not be their final lap. Riley Palmer times in a 117.35. Back to the top of the charts as he was in practice.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive for the first lap on cold tires.
Yeah, Lee Walter Huber.
Yeah. 117.99.
Yeah, good lap for him, timing in second. Zulu times in his first lap with a 118.62 in his pink and black Toyota. Yeah, times are picking up from practice. I mean, granted, Riley Palmer ran a 116 something in practice, but this being the first lap, those are some really fast times, 117. No one else was even close to Riley Palmer in practice, and here we are, 2 guys sitting in below 118 on their first lap. So should be interesting to see how this all plays out for this qualifying effort. Ryan Steinhoff jumps to a 117.31 to take that top spot away as Riley Palmer's coming through the last little kink here to finish his second lap. Does he pick it up enough as he got knocked off the pole by 4 100s? He does with a 116.81. Great lap for Riley Palmer in that number 35 Toyota. Eric Thornton's first lap was a 117.92 to put him third quickest overall at the moment. Don't like this display for whatever reason. Likes to show some funky stuff, so we're gonna try to give you a little different one here. There we go. Nelson timing in with a 120.17. That'd be 7th quickest. Some of these drivers may elect not to to qualify, as we see from time to time. Eric Thornton coming through the hairpin for his final lap. See if he can improve his 1:17.92. Second lap for Eric Thornton is a little bit quicker, 1:17.68, but still third overall. Kenneth Pack brings his machine to. He must have had a little trouble on that lap. Decided to just go and break it down pit road. Didn't finish that qualifying lap. All right. Looks like everyone who's going to qualify may have already qualified here, Dave.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anyone else on track, so it looks like 9 drivers those trying to qualify here.
So you're pole sitter at the moment. If no one else takes a lap, which I'm not sure, let's see, they have about 3 minutes, but I don't think anyone's going to come out. Riley Palmer is the pole sitter, followed by Ryan Steinhoff, Eric Thornton third, Lee Walter Huber in fourth, Kenneth Pack fifth, Zulu in sixth, James Nelson seventh with Michael Kerjelak eighth, ninth will be Benny Campbell. Those are all the drivers that took time. Now we have Gregory Robinson in the 3, Tommy Osborne, Tyrone Yo, Curtis Sauber, and Michael Bovair, who elected not to take time. And we got caught in that little iRacing black screen thing that we get from time to time. Because there's no drivers currently in car, so I don't have anyone to be looking at. Can't get to the blimp. Not sure why it does that, but...
Try switching to blimp static.
Yeah, so I am on blimp static, and it's giving me nothing but iracing.com at the bottom of the screen, unfortunately. Again, we'll take a look at our track information while we're waiting here. Again, you have 11 turns, 11 counted turns. This is the shorter track, the NASCAR version of the track. We will be able to get this back once they get this session advanced forward and we start to grid. I'll be able to pick the screen back up. Again, it's a digital world. This is the software we live in, or live with. But this is the SimWorld Racing Network, the Quick Finishers Racing League, the SWRN 66 at Sonoma Raceway here in wine country. You know, when digital stuff acts like this, it makes me wish I had a little adult beverage. A glass of wine wouldn't be so bad, but I don't know. Got about a minute left, folks, before gridding will start. Unless the admins would like to go ahead and skip that forward for me, that would be great if you can hear me out there. But we'll be right back with you in just a minute, folks. We're going to see if we can get this straightened out. Not sure why it's doing this. Again, I think qualifying's about over. It should straighten out, but we'll bring you back when we've got some screen to show. All right, we are back with you here as the cars are gridding up at the Sonoma Raceway, right here for the SWRN 66 from Sonoma. Should have one pace lap, and the pace car will dive off onto pit road, and the flagman Barney will get us going for 66 laps here tonight or today. 14 drivers.
Yeah.
We had a late entry, Dave. Who did we get here?
Michael Bovair joined late.
Ah, okay. I see. Still waiting for some drivers to make the grid. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and take a look again at our starting lineup. With Riley Palmer, your pole sitter out of Michigan. And that number 35 Toyota. Outside with him will be Ryan Steinhoff. Eric Thornton in row 2 in the 3rd position with Lee Walter Huber in 4th. Kenneth Pack will start 5th. Outside of him will be Zulu, his pink and black Toyota. James Nelson will start row 4, inside of row 4 with Michael Kerjelak on the outside of him in 8th. Benny Campbell starts 9th with Gregory Robinson outside in 10th with Curtis Sauber in 11th. 12th will be Michael Bovair. And trying to fast forward over here. Looks like, okay, 13th will be Tommy Osborne, followed by Tyrone Yo, rounding out the field in 14th position. Still waiting on, I believe, one more driver to, maybe 2 to grid up here. We can get this thing underway. That moves Michael Bovair. Gregory Robinson did not grid. I'm guessing they elected either to start from the pits or just not start at all. Missed the grid. But both cars are sitting on pit road, so they're going to have to start from the pits here.
Yeah, I think there was a couple that chose to start from the pits for whatever reason.
You know, some guys do that so that they don't end up either causing a problem or getting caught up in a problem going into turn 1 as sometimes you get drivers will be a little overzealous and have that turn 1 incident that no one wants to see. We should have stage breaks tonight. Stage breaks will be at, let me make sure I have this information correct, lap 15. Into lap 15 we'll have a stage caution, and then we'll run it out to the end of lap 33 for a stage caution. Then no more caution flags all the way to the end, lap 66. There should be no cautions for incident on track unless something crazy happens, and I'm not sure there's enough cars here to cause a real problem with that. They have one fast repair tonight. We're running on 60% fuel. Fuel, they're telling me, is somewhere between 22 to 27 laps, so it doesn't look like they're going to have any green flag stops until that last stage.
Yeah, I think there'll be a little bit of different strategies here. I think, tires, no tires on these stage breaks. Because as we know, I believe the tires takes a few laps to get some heat in these tires and get them going. So it can be quite treacherous on cold tires.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're heading down towards turn 10. You see the pace car diving off now. We're going to get this thing underway, Dave.
Yeah, they're working their way through, I believe that's turn 11, the hairpin here. They're going to see the green flag here just shortly. Green is out.
Barney waving that flag. They're on their way. They head up the hill. Riley Palmer able to secure that top position.
Yeah, looks like everyone clean and green through turns 1 and 2. Down here into turn 3A and 3B up over the hill.
Single file throughout the field. Drivers head down to turn 7. Still single file throughout the field. You see the field snake their way through the S's.
Yeah, right now it's kind of nice and slow. Keep the car on track until you get some heat in those tires before you can really get after it here.
Yeah, and I do see that Michael Bovair and Gregory Robinson did start from the pits as we mentioned. So they have taken the track and they're working their way through, trying to make their way up through the field now as we see the field make their way through the hairpin turn and back to the start-finish line. Riley Palmer will lead lap number 1.
Yeah, no real battles going on right now. Everybody's trying to sort it out, get some laps under their belt.
We're going to try, folks, here at...
Michael Bovair spun in turn 1, gets it rolling.
Catch that, take a look at it. It didn't give me a very good look at what was going on with the race.
But it's all Riley Palmer at the moment, out to almost a 2-second lead over Ryan Steinhoff.
Yeah, David, he's laying down laps. I mean, almost a full second faster than anybody else on the track. So really, really motoring that number 35 Toyota around this track. Pretty stellar fashion there.
And no big changes through the field. Biggest movers so far would be Tommy Osborne and Tyrone Yeo up 2 spots.
Showing something happened to Bovair again, maybe down here in the hairpin.
I'll go take a look and see what happened.
Yeah, he just kind of accelerated up off and spun her around there. Got her going in the right direction again. Didn't hit anything, so back underway.
Yeah, Riley Palmer gained about a second and less than a lap here. Over 3-second lead now over Ryan Steinhoff.
Michael Kerjelak holding on to that 7th position, up 1 now. As he got around the number 75 of James Nelson. Your leader by 3.2 seconds is Riley Palmer. I mean, his last lap, Dave, was a 1:16.71. Was his fastest lap. The next fastest guy was a 1:17.98. So, I mean, by over a second quicker in that last lap. But the tires are warmed up now here, 4 laps in. We're going to see a lot of these guys run their fastest lap here in the, this last lap or the next lap or so. Which it looks like, the top 4 ran their fastest lap the last time by.
Yeah, and as this track cools off as we get later into the afternoon here, times will only pick up from here. So I think you'll start seeing, especially that last stage, you're going to see some of the fastest times of the night.
Yeah, Palmer just picked up his fastest lap at a 1:16.64, so he improved upon the last time by. Some of these. See if we can hit this one here. Here with James Nelson under fire now from Benjamin Campbell. Benny in the number 27 looking to make a move, waiting for that 75 to slip up just a bit. It's a good-looking paint scheme. Mobile One, kind of that bronzed color. I like it.
Yeah, it's good to see Benny back. We know he was struggling with some computer issues, which kept him on the sideline. So good to see Benny back in multiple series now. Just getting back on track.
Yeah, Benny was gone so long, I think when he come back, he decided to put a rookie stripe on the back of that car. But we all know better than that. Michael Bovair's on pit road. Bringing that number 48 down. He's had a few incidents here. Looks like he's missing the front
He's
clip.
missing the front bumper there. Tough start for the race for Michael Bovair, but he'll be able to get that fixed and hopefully get back on track here.
You know, and this is a completely different discipline than ovals. I know I, for one, I struggle at road course racing where I'm fairly decent at oval racing, and that can be said for a lot of folks. But Michael Kurgelak's had an issue. Let's see what happened to Kurds. See if we can
He's
find
still
it.
on track here. I'm not sure what's up.
Well, I know I see that Benny Campbell was able to get by him as he had an issue. Yeah, it looks like he just gets it.
Okay, he had a
sideways,
problem
just to lock
off
that
a
down.
turn. Yeah, off a turn 10. He just kind of slid that thing around.
Yeah, able to get it going again. So
Yeah, just got into turn 10 a little too hot, I believe.
hopefully didn't
Good
flat
job.
spot that tire too much.
Yeah, good job keeping it out of the wall there for Kurds.
Yeah, absolutely. This is probably the greatest cam. The turn 3 cam really shows you that elevation change we were talking about. Now, this is kind of after they've already come uphill, downhill, and then going back uphill again. So, really can upset the cars in this set of turns. We haven't seen anyone really have any trouble here yet, but we know that that's a good place to have trouble if you're going to have it.
Yeah, I think a good view. I think we should take a ride along with one of these drivers just to show the folks at home the elevation change here and why this track can be so difficult at times.
All right. Well, what we'll do is we'll wait till the 35 gets around here, Dave, to the hairpin turn. He's about halfway through this lap, and then we'll jump on board with him. So we take the fastest lap around, at least for now. See if I can find us a good onboard camera. He's now making his way through the S's. We'll get on board and do a full lap, and maybe a little bit later on, maybe the end of stage 2, Dave, we'll try to get on board with Curtis Sauber and let him talk us through this thing. If he can do that while there's a lot of shifting, so I'm not sure. Maybe we'll let you explain how it all works. How about that? While he does the driving. We'll ask him, see what he wants to do. I think he'll get a kick out of that. All right, we're going to jump on board with him as he's exiting the hairpin, coming to the start-finish line here. So we're on board the gyro cam. Makes his way up and through turn 1, turn 2. So you can see as we go uphill here, that's a really sensitive part of the track there because it kind of comes up and abruptly flattens off, and then you're back downhill again. And then back uphill. This driver is showing a lot of finesse here.
One thing I did notice out of Riley is not a lot of shifting either. Pretty much looks like when he gets into turn 1 and 2, he's in third all the way until he gets back here almost into the S's. So a little bit different than even what you or me were doing back at Sonoma.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know I was definitely shifting a lot through there, really going to second gear and then back to third and then back to second. So, yeah, that's an interesting take, and he's really quick doing that. So maybe I have to take notes on that one.
Mental notes.
Yes. As he completes his first lap, as he completes the full lap here, not his first lap, obviously, as we are coming to lap 9 of 66 here for the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series, the SWRN 66 at Sonoma. Again, we will have a caution flag at the end of lap 15. Yeah, that's very interesting. Let's jump on board real quick here. As you can see, we're with second place Ryan Steinhoff, down to third, down to second, going up the hill, to the top of the hill. This is where we were talking about, folks, that Riley was keeping it in third. Now he shifts to third. And he's keeping it in through there. I typically go to second, but, that's to each their own on that part of the track. Yeah, very interesting, Dave. That's, like you said, mental note.
It's fun to see, the different styles of all these drivers and how they can be fast.
Yeah, as Kenneth just went through the second part of that through 3A and B in second gear, not shifting up to third. So that was interesting as well. Curtis Sauber kept it in third through that last section. And, what that can do to help you is it takes a lot of the torque out of it, right? So you're less likely to spin your tires under throttle if you're in that higher gear, if you just keep it up and stay in that higher gear. And it doesn't seem to be hurting his times now. Ryan Steinhoff, first and second are about 0.2 different on speed, but they're 9.5 seconds apart on track. So last time by, Riley Palmer ran a 1:17.30. Well, now to Ryan Steinhoff's 1:18.39, so that kind of changes things. Now the 71 of Ryan Steinhoff's under fire by Eric Thornton in the 88. For that second position, only about 3/4 of a second separating these two drivers.
Yeah, and we're working, what is this, lap 10? So what was the first stage? Lap 15.
Into 15, yes, sir.
A short little run here for stage 1. Drivers will get a feel of what's going on with their cars and kind of adjust accordingly.
As the leader takes the start of lap 11 here.
Ryan Steinhoff now under a little bit of attack from Eric Thornton for that second position.
Yeah, Eric closing in on him. Last couple of laps, Dave, I've been watching, and Eric Thornton's been just a tick quicker than the 74 over the past few laps. So the handling possibly going away just a little bit for the 74. Lee Walter Huber is about 3.5 seconds behind these two drivers for that second place battle. Your leader is still out to some 10, almost 11 seconds now over the field. Really putting on a clinic. 3 Robinson has gone a lap down. Looks like he was in on pit, or looks like he's been on pit road. Oh, yeah, lap 7, he came down for a pit stop.
Yeah, I think that last lap right there for Riley Palmer was the first lap I've seen him over a minute 16. So that last one was a minute 17:42. And still quicker than the entire field.
Kenneth Pack, the number 16. I believe that's the, what is this one, Dave? This is the celebrating 100 years of heart health, I think it is. Let's get down a little closer, take a look at that.
Yeah, Prisma Health, I believe, celebrating 100 years.
So we ride along with, on the side of that car. Oh, we got us really close to the wall. So, wasn't close for him, it was close for our camera. Kenneth Pack in the 6th position. He's lost 1 spot since the start to Zulu. Zulu moving up to the 5th position right now. Eric Thornton still trying to catch Ryan Steinhoff, though. You know, maybe I have to apologize. I may have said that Ryan Steinhoff's car was kind of going away a little bit, but I'm just wondering
Well,
now if maybe he just kind of backed it off a little. And
yeah, I think Eric Thornton had an issue, kind of got him back a little bit, but Ryan Steinhoff locked the front tires up, getting in turn 11, which allowed Thornton to kind of close back in a little bit.
I see. Ooh, had a little issue there as well. That's going to bring the 88 right to his about 4 cars off. Tommy Osborne and Curtis Sauber switching spots there a little bit. Tommy Osborne up 3 positions. Biggest mover of the race so far is Tommy Osborne up to the 10th spot in that number 1 Hawaiian Tropic Chevrolet. Benny Campbell's lost a couple of spots in his Mobile 1 number 27 Ford, dropping to 11th. Now for the 41 of Kerjelak, hammering on the back of this number 75 auto serve machine of James Nelson to try to take away the 7th position. Closed right in on them there for a second. We are on lap 14 of 66, so at the end of lap 15, we will have a caution flag as our leader is working through turn 7 at the moment, I believe. We're staying with this battle right here between the 41 and the 75. So that is the closest battle on track at the moment, I believe. Separated by a half second. As Kurd's able to get within a car length up through 3A, 3B. Riley Palmer coming around to start lap 15 here. Once the final driver on the lead lap crosses the start-finish line here, folks, on lap 15, we will get the caution flag. I'm not sure if it'll be... road courses kind of do it a little bit different just because of the way the caution flags roll. It looks like Robinson had an issue and had to jump to the pits. Let's see if we can find out what happened with the number 3 car.
Not too sure.
He was right in front of the leader when this happened, too. Okay, it's down into the hairpin. 3 drives it in way too hard. Just gets up and smacks, I believe, smacked to the outside wall. Unfortunately, the camera view there was pretty terrible. Yeah, he parked it into the...
yeah, it kind
tires.
of maybe looks like Robinson maybe trying to race as hard as he can to stay maybe on that lead lap. Just overdrove it there into turn 11.
So 35's coming around and down into the hairpin. Currently holding on to 11.5-second lead over second place.
There's the stage caution is out now.
Your stage winner is Riley Palmer in dominating fashion. Now, the Lucky Dog Award will go to Tyrone Yo in the number 2 machine, as he will get his lap back. Ryan Steinhoff will cross over in 2nd position with Eric Thurton 3rd. Lee Walter Huber will cross into 4th position. Zulu getting a top 5 here, so getting some valuable points. Kenneth Pack will finish in 6th, stage 1. James Nelson in 7th, able to hold off Michael Kerjelak in 8th. Curtis Sauber 9th, with Tommy Osborne getting the final point, bonus point for the stage. This is the SimWorld Racing Network. You're watching the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series, SWRN 66 at Sonoma, end of stage 1. We should see some pit stops here, Dave. Not sure what the strategies are going to be, and I hate to even speculate. And we do a lot of speculating, but I really hate to speculate on what that's going to look like.
Yeah, we'll see. I think there's going to be a mixture. Some tires, some no tires, but they're all going to get fuel here. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
And I know when we ran this here a few weeks ago with the All-American Racing League, You could do a lot of different things with your tire strategy here. You could either stay out now and run it to. Tire wear didn't seem to be that big of an issue. Now I don't know with the track temperatures they have what it's going to look like here.
Yeah, we shall see as they're all headed to pit road now. Riley Palmer leading them down.
And pit lane cameraman is off doing something else. I think he's looking at people in the crowd. So we'll just follow this 35 down and into his pit box. And we'll try to see if he's paying attention over there now there, Mr. Pit Lane Cameraman. We appreciate you finally getting back to work. I think he was looking for an ex-wife or ex-girlfriend or something in the crowd, but he's back with us now nonetheless. As all these drivers are in. Curtis SWRN, okay, yeah, he's coming in now.
Yeah, it looks like the right sides are up for Riley. Looks like it's going to be tires there. Looks like everybody's getting 4 tires and fuel.
Ooh, great battle off between the 74 and I think the 74 got him. Faster pit stop for the 70. Well, the pits, yeah. So a 14:72 pit time to a 15:18 puts Ryan Steinhoff in the 74 as our new leader. So his pit crew getting it done. Eric Thornton comes off 3rd, Kenneth Pack 4th, Zulu comes off 5th, Michael Kerjelak 6th, Lee Walter Huber loses a bunch of positions on pit road, 33-second pit stop for Lee Walter Huber, comes off 7th, Curtis SWRN will come off 8th, 9th for Tommy Osborne, and James Nelson losing a few spots. They're still sitting on pit road. Maybe some pit, yeah, these guys have had some pit, maybe speeding on pit road, being held for 40 seconds. I don't know. So we see Nelson, Campbell still sitting on pit lane. Now rolling off are both the 75 and the 27.
It'll be interesting to see what they do here because it looks like when they come around this time, they're going to get the 1 to go, I believe. It takes a little bit of time to get around. I know we had issues in the race we ran here, I believe, with cars being able to get caught up. So we'll see if they have to extend this yellow or not. I see Tyrone Yo just now leaving pit road, so he's got quite a ways to go, and he may have to stop. Maybe he'll be clear of the pace car.
Now, I'll be curious, we do stack these up 2 by 2, but it'd be really curious to see what the 74 can do now that he actually has control of the restart. If he can get ahead of Riley Palmer and maybe hold him up enough or get him to overdrive and maybe use his tires up a little early on in this run to try to capitalize on what his pit crew was able to do for him there. I mean, his pit lane time was a 52.90, so he executed on getting down pit road at the maximum amount of speed allowable, and then his pit crew got him out of there with a 14.72, the fastest pit stop of the day thus far, to Riley Palmer's 54.05 with a 15.18 pit stop.
Yeah, it does look like they are crossing the field over, so they should get the green flag this time by.
Yes, lights are out on the pace car, Dave, so the pace car should dive in. Oh, they're back on. They're going to let them catch back up here?
Yeah, this is an issue we had before, so...
Yeah, the 27 and 75 are way back, and the 2 and someone back are way back. They're trying to get around here and get caught up. And yeah, that was an issue. I know it kind of bit me here a bit as well, trying to get caught up before the restart, and I was some 4 seconds back when the green flag came out, and that's not a very, very fun feeling there. So yeah, so if this is gonna restart lap 20 of 66, we're gonna run out 13 laps to lap 33 and get the second stage caution, and then no more caution flags, folks, for the rest of the event.
Yeah, so stage 1 went fairly quickly here. Let's see what stage 2 has in store.
It feels like we only started this race, and here we are, almost a third of the way through the event. We do thank you for joining us here today. Let's see what our chat looks like. Catalan, as always, we appreciate you. Sober One, we appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in tonight to the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series right here on SimWorld Racing Network. Cars are working their way through the S's now. Going to take the green this time by. Looks like the 2 and the 3 still working to get caught up here. Not sure why they're back so far. I mean, it's taken them a while to get around. They're going to have to go ahead and go this time. I'm not sure what's going on with the 2 of Yo and the 3 of Robinson, or why it's taken them so long to get around here. But the pace car is off, heading down pit road now. The control car will be the number 74 of Ryan Steinhoff. He'll go inside the Geico restart zone, get this thing fired off once again here at Sonoma.
Yeah, fun fact, there is no Geico restart zone here at Sonoma, so they will be going on the green flag as soon as Barney drops it, and there it is. They are off.
74 with a pretty good jump there. Caught the 35 sleeping just a bit. Now the 88 looking to the inside of the 35, or the left side of the 35. Can't get it done going up the hill.
Yeah, these drivers got to be careful on the cold tires here as they work their way through turn 2, headed to turn 3A and 3B.
Looks like we've pretty much got a single file once again. They head back down the hill to turn 4. Everybody trying to use that curb, but don't want to get over it too far. Hard braking down into the hairpin is the 74, 35 right on his tail. '74 able to hold on to that lead here in the early goings of stage 2. Hard braking zone in turn 4. 74 able to still hold on to that lead. Oh, looks like Zulu gets really loose coming down the hill. Able to hold on to it, though.
And Riley Palmer looking for a way around the 74. 74 doing a good job holding off Riley for the moment. Riley showed what he had there early in stage 1. Pretty much dominated, had 12-second lead at one point. So good job right here for Ryan Steinhoff to hold him at bay.
Yeah, Dave, and I don't know how much dirty air really matters here as we see hard braking for the 30.
Ooh,
now looking to the inside of the 74. Smokestack for that crossover. 74 now to the inside of the 35, or right side of the 35, as they come back to the start-finish line. It's back to the 74. That was some good racing through the hairpin there, Dave.
Yeah, they both kind of messed up a little bit through the hairpin, just trying to be aggressive through there. And we're back to where we were.
It's like James Nelson able to get around Curtis Sauburn for that 8th position. The 74 now stretching it just a little bit there. Too early to call that a stretch, but we'll give him.
I feel like feel like the 35 is a little bit quicker through the S's down here than the 74. That's where the 35 was able to make a little bit of ground up that previous lap to give him that run into turn 11. So, see what it looks like this time by.
74 looking at about 3 car lengths now and closing. 35 closing in even further here as we head down into. He's going to block low there. 35 smoking that left front, heading down into the hairpin. 74 slides up, almost gets into the 35.
74 locks him up. But yeah, the 35 gets a good run out of turn 10. That's what we're seeing there to get a good run down into the hairpin. 74 is still able to hold him off here as they work back up into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, some impressive racing at the front of the field. 35 looking at going up the hill. Can't quite get it done.
Eric Thornton back there in the 3rd position, just hoping for a mistake by these drivers so he could sneak on by here and lead some laps.
Yeah, I mean, they get together going into the hairpin, and he's can make out really well in this deal. The 35 closes right to the bumper.
35 locking up that right front a little bit there, too.
We're going to see what they do in turn 10 this time, Dave. So they're heading down into turn 10 now. The 35 gets a really good run, really good drive down into and through turn 10. As they head down into 11, closes right in, looking to the inside of the 74.
74 kind of missed his braking zone a little bit. That's going to swap the lead back to Riley Palmer.
Yeah, and Riley, I was really starting to worry about him hurting that, that left front or his front tires in general, because I think he locked them both up, at 2 separate times. But showing Benny Campbell had an issue a while back. Let's see if we can go back and see what happened to Benny there, if we can get a camera view of it. So he's heading through the S's. Oh, yeah, just kind of gets off track a little bit in turn 10, loops it on around.
And unfortunately for Benny, he kind of knows that into the tire barriers over there, so that's going to hurt him a little bit. But Riley Palmer now pulling away, stretching that lead to about a second now over Ryan Steinhoff.
Yeah, we're going to battle
Thornton.
Battle back
Eric
here.
Thornton.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I just saying Michael Kerjelak is starting to chase down the 16 a little bit, making some small gains. About a half a second now is the gap between the 16 and the 41 as they head down into the hairpin.
Gregory Robinson off track out of turn 3A, I believe that is. Back on track, keeps it straight.
That shouldn't be far from where the leaders are. Okay, now he's a little bit further up. All right. Riley Palmer stretching out to 1.5 seconds over Ryan Steinhoff. Eric Thornton is 3rd with Lee Walter Huber 4th. Kenneth Pack 5th. Michael Kerjelak 6th. Zulu in 7th. James Nelson back in 8th. 9th is Curtis Sauburn. Tommy Osborne is 10th. Benny Campbell is 11th. Tyrone Yo, last car on the lead lap, in 12th. With Gregory Robinson 13th. And Michael Bover, I believe, has retired from the event.
Yeah, it looks that way. I'm not seeing him on track, so. But already working lap 25 of 66. The next caution for the stage will be at, 33. So another quick stage here.
Absolutely. As we take a look from high above, riding along with the blimp, such a beautiful raceway here. I mean, obviously, we'd all like to come here and race whenever there's green grass on the ground. Just don't always have that here. It gets quite dry out here in wine country. So the weather's not always great when the grass is green. So the grass is green. What do they say about the grass being green on the other side or something like that? I don't know.
I don't know if it's greener on the other side here. It looks like dry and dusty.
Absolutely.
That's a great shot there of the drag strip too. If people don't know, there's a drag strip here on the facility that sits just on the other side of the start finish line.
Yep, very cool view from our blimp. We hope you're enjoying yourselves right here on the SimWorld Racing Network for the SimWorld Racing Network 66 at Sonoma for the Quick Finishers Racing League race number 17 of the full season. Full season, yes, you heard it, folks. Full season here with Quick Finishers Racing League. It's been a good season so far, Dave, and I don't think it's going to let up anytime soon.
No, we've seen quite a few lead changes for in the points. It's been good. I think we're getting close to about halfway through the regular season, are we not?
I believe so. I think there's what 30. Is it 36 races? I'd have to do. It's mathing again,
Yeah.
Dave. I don't know. As we see a battle now between Kenneth Pack and Michael Kurgelak, really heating up here as Kurds was able to close that gap on the 16 of Pack.
Yeah, this is kind of the best battle we have going at the moment. What a good run for Lee Walter Huber as well. I know we don't get to talk about him much or haven't really in the past, so kind of liking to see him up here in the top 5.
Yeah, in his his pit stop was a little bit long, so he's actually driven back up through the field here. As I think he came off maybe in the 6th or 7th position and has now worked his way back up into 4th. So really good run, like you say, for Lee Walter Huber. Able to, to some of these guys, Riley Palmer, and again, we've only been able to broadcast them in a few races together, but Riley Palmer, Ryan Steinhoff, and Lee Walter Huber really showing that they get around these road courses very, very well. We've seen them run at a few ovals. First road course we've seen them run at, and they're showing their stuff here.
Yeah, also it looks like Gregory Robinson has left on the
tired for
race as well.
So he'll be scored with 13th position here today in the SWRN 66 at Sonoma. Trying to check for battles on track, a little closer battles, because our leader currently is holding about a 2.4 second lead over Ryan Steinhoff, is Riley Palmer. Eric Thornton is in third. He's another 2.7 seconds back. Then Lee Walter Huber's 4 seconds behind Eric in 4th position. With Kenneth Pack about 1.7 seconds back of Lee Walter Huber. And you can see Michael Kurgelak in this frame, so I won't even tell you how far back he is. Oh, his 41 is around. 41 is around. Gets back, gets straightened
rolling.
up. Oof, loses a position to Zulu. Unfortunate. I mean, it was fortunate timing for the broadcast, but unfortunate for the 41 of Kurgelak. I'm sure he'd rather his car not be seen than to be seen doing that. So, nonetheless, back on track and moving.
Still got over halfway of this race to go. Still a lot of time for him to make those positions back up here. We'll have a pit stop coming here in just a handful of laps, about four to 5 laps.
As we see the Curtis Sauber now in the closest battle on tracks between Curtis Sauber and Tommy Osborne, as they're battling for that 9th position. So yeah, this race is. I mean, it's far from over. We're not quite halfway yet. So a lot of time for these drivers that may have struggled or had a few issues here and there, as we just saw Michael Kurgelak have an issue, to gain the positioning back. We don't know what the strategies are going to be when they come to pit road. In theory, you could run the rest of this race if you took 4 tires on the last pit stop, which everyone did. You could. In theory, you could run the rest of the way on the tires you're running on right now. Again, not sure what the heat's doing to these, but I think it was hot the other week when we ran as well, as Tyrone Yo is going a lap down to our leader, Riley Palmer. The lead's still holding right at 1.7 seconds. You know, Riley got around Ryan Steinhoff. Now, Ryan let him go just a bit, but has kind of stabilized now at about a second and a half, right in there.
Yeah, their lap times have been fairly similar. We're talking 2 or 3 tenths different between the two drivers. So I think Ryan kind of getting a feel for the car and putting down some nice consistent laps here.
While I'm taking a look at the number to 75 auto serve machine of James Nelson, I'd like to go ahead and mention to you, if you're in the Charlestown, West Virginia area and you need a little service for your car, or if you're 3,000 miles away and you need service and want to make it that far, hey, if you drive it that far, you'll need service by the time you get there. So stop on into Auto Serve in Charlestown, West Virginia, and get your car serviced. They'd appreciate it. We'd appreciate it. And you'll appreciate it because they'll take good care of you there at Auto Serve. Curtis Salburn running his Build Submarine. I can't even speak. BuildSubmarines.com, number 6 Ford. It's probably not good if a commentator can't speak. But I digress.
And we got to remember, too, at the end of this stage, to bring in Curtis for a lap with Curtis Dale.
Absolutely. And every time we say that, we forget it. But
even the folks at home, if we forget, please remind us in the chat.
There you go.
Ride around with Curtis Dale.
There you go.
We do tend to forget quite often.
That lead's still holding at about 1.5 seconds. It runs between 1.5 to 1.7. Depending on where they are on track, but it's stable. Just trying to see if anyone is going to attempt. I haven't seen it happen yet, Dave. You know, where a driver will maybe try to flip the stage by pitting before the pit road closes.
Yeah, I believe it's too late now. Pit road should be closed as we're coming to 2 to go on the stage.
I think you're right. So yeah, no one did it, so it's pointless to talk about. But yeah, I'm surprised no one has done it. That's what's kind of odd to me. But what do I know? I don't know. I did finish 9th here. No, it's terrible. But anyway. I assure you I did not flip a stage. I almost flipped the car a couple times, but whatever.
Yeah, that last lap by Ryan Steinhoff was about a tenth quicker, almost a tenth quicker than Riley Palmer.
Yeah, maybe too little too late as they are coming around to take the last lap here.
One to go in stage 2.
For your leader and stage 1 winner, Riley Palmer. Final lap of stage 2 underway. And as we saw last time, the caution did fly before they get back to the line. And again, we think that's because of the way the pit cycle works. The reason they're doing that, because it is a hassle to deal with here in iRacing. If you don't hit it just right at these road courses. Looking back here, the 75, the 6, and the 1, they are jumbled up. They are all right here on top of one another for that 8th, 9th, and 10th position. Got the pink and black number 98 of Zoltan Nagy Zulu. Maddie's Angels watching, as always. Michael Kerjelek and his butt kicker, number 41 machine.
Caution is out.
All right, Riley Palmer will be your stage 2 winner. Sweeps both the first 2 stages. Ryan Steinhoff in 2nd, Eric Thornton in 3rd, Lee Walter Huber 4th. Kenneth Pack will get a top 5 finish in stage 2. Zulu will finish 6th. Michael Kerjelak 7th. James Nelson in 8th. Curtis Auburn 9th. And Tommy Osborne will get your last point of stage 2. Gonna take a quick break here. We'll be right back with you in about a minute and a half, but you won't miss a thing right here on SimWorld Racing Network. Pit stops should be underway shortly, or strategies. Here we are with pit stops underway. Looks like the 88. Oh, wait.
So, interesting bit of information here.
Steinhoff and Palmer both had issues.
Steinhoff and Palmer both got black flagged for passing the pace car coming to pit road, which went back and looked at the replay, and they both clearly sped up a little bit and got ahead of that pace car before the entry to pit road. So, tough break for both of them.
Yeah, as we are now over halfway of this race, and they're going to be restarting in the back of the field at 9th and 10th currently. Yeah, we're going to see some action here for sure. As your 2 fastest cars all night long are going to be starting back in 9th and 10th and trying to work their way up through this field to catch Eric Thornton, who's now your leader with Lee Walter Huber in 2nd. All right, Dave, you want to see if we can get Curtis Auburn in here now that he's had his pit stop?
Oh, yes, I forgot. Thank you. Let's go find Curtis. Curtis, Dave in the booth, you got us?
Absolutely, boys. How are y'all?
Hey, man.
Not too bad. Are you having fun?
Not at all.
Listen,
I'm
man.
just kidding. I'm having a blast.
We've been watching you kind of work, just battling there at the end of that last stage with I believe it was the 75 and the 1. You guys were all kind of getting tighter and tighter together there towards the end. What's the track like out there?
It's slick, man. Let's see, track temp's 122. It's real slick coming off the corners, so you got to be real careful.
Well, listen, we're going to let you take us on a lap around this place, man. How you think you'll be able to verbalize that, or are we just going to ride with you?
I'm going to try my best to talk. It's kind of hard on road courses because I got to pay attention.
What do you mean pay attention? What's that all about?
Yeah, I'm almost good enough for ovals, but I don't know about road courses. It's really hard. I got too much ADHD for this.
Well, we're riding on board on your helmet, Cam. So we'll let you do the talking when we get ready to start, man. We'll just you talk when you can. If you can't, that's fine too. We understand you're doing quite a bit inside that car, shifting and are the elevation changes a problem here with the track as slick as it is?
Yeah, going up that hill is very dangerous. You have to make sure you're at the right speed, because if not, I mean, you're gonna go wide and wreck other people or wreck yourself.
Okay, well, listen, the two fastest cars tonight have had trouble on pit road, and both are starting behind you, 9th and 10th. So good luck here, man, as you're getting ready heading through the hairpin, and we'll be watching.
10-4, it sounds like somebody got a black for passing the pace car, so I think it's one of the leaders. So you guys know.
Yep.
It's on the tires there. Oh, I'm so scared right now. So yeah, that was scary. And through these S's, I am slow, so nobody watch. Not very talkative, Dave and Dave. I apologize, but it is hectic out here.
Hey, that's okay. That was great wreck avoidance there. We see a little smoke in front of you there. We're going to go ahead and send you back, buddy. Thanks for a lap around with Curtis Dale. Go get him, man.
10-4, thanks, bud.
All right. That was Curtis Dale Salburn in the number 6. Took a lap around with him, and man, did he have to avoid some stuff. Let's go back and take a look at that incident where James Nelson kind of went off track there a little bit. Right here on the restart. So we see him trying to get to, he got way to the outside there. That's where it started, at the bottom of the hill. And then as they go up the hill, just kind of check out, and just loses the rear end off track. And then Curtis was 3 wide there for a bit, Dave. That was an interesting ordeal.
Yeah, Eric Thornton right now loving what he's seeing. These leaders with the black flag have to come back through the field here. Ryan Steinhoff's made his way back up to the 6th position with Riley Palmer behind him in 7th. But allowing Eric Thornton to kind of get away here a little bit. We will see green flag stops during this stage. They cannot make it all the way on fuel, so they'll have to stop and at least top off those tanks.
Yeah, that's going to be another interesting dynamic to this race. Whether guys try to short pit and use the tire advantage. The 74 is into the inside tire.
No.
The 35 gets a piece of it as well. Oh, now the 74 is into the outside wall. His car is broken for Ryan Palmer. Ryan Steinhoff both crashed. Oh, tough break for these guys.
Yeah, they all kind of got jumbled up down there in turn 11.
Yeah, turn 11. So we see that 74 just got in a little early and broke that machine. It is done. And the 35 got into it as well. He's missing the clip, but the 74 is completely broken.
Yeah, it looks like the 41 kind of slowed down more than maybe the 74 was expecting. 74 hard contact into the
and the 34,
into the tires.
The 35 is very, very slow as well. I mean, I just saw Steinhoff. Now Steinhoff's off track. This may bring out a caution. Or he may have to tow this thing around. He's trying to get it around here, but that right front, Dave, is completely broken.
Yeah. Tough break for the leaders. This is kind of what happens. You get back there in the pack. It's tight racing on these restarts. But definitely that mistake on the penalty coming to pit road really cost, as you see.
Yeah, Palmer had to tow. Palmer had to tow. Steinhoff still trying to limp this thing around here to get back to pit lane. The unfortunate part is where it happened, which is in that turn. You can't get to pit road from there. The right front is just completely broken on this machine. Zulu up to third position, getting around Michael Kurgelak now.
Walter Huber had an issue.
Let's see if we can find out what happened there.
Looks like he's back on track.
Yeah, he's heading up the hill into turn 2, just loses the rear end maybe a little bit there. Yeah, just spins it out right where James Nelson had trouble. Didn't quite spin it out, but able to get it going again. Eric Thornton, your leader, by 5.1 seconds over Kenneth Pack. Zoltan Nagy Zulu, Michael Kurgelak, and Curtis Sauburn is up to 5th position. Benny Campbell in 6th, Tommy Osborne 7th, with Lee Walter Huber in 8th. 9th is James Nelson. Ryan Steinhoff's currently off on pit lane.
He fixed his damage. He's back out on track now.
Oh, he just now got on track. Okay.
So Steinhoff is going to stay on the lead lap. He is, maybe 20 car lengths out in front of the 88 at the moment.
You know the interesting thing here, Dave, we're told about 22 to 27 laps on fuel. We're 26 to go, and 74 just came back out.
Yeah, so he could be really close here. Unfortunately, Riley Palmer had to tow. He is fixing his damage at the moment. Oh, Riley Palmer's back out now.
Unfortunately, already a lap down is Palmer.
Yeah, I believe Palmer had to tow. I think Steinhoff was able to limp that thing around.
Yeah, for Steinhoff, he's just in front of our leader. I mean, even if the 88 stops and takes 4 tires, I think the 74 would still come out before the 74 regardless. What an interesting, that just goes to show you how difficult it is once you get back into traffic. Especially when you're running with a faster car, you've got to be so patient with the guys who maybe have just a little less speed than you do.
Yeah, and that's what it looked like on the incident. It looks like, the 41 at Kurgelak kind of hit his braking zone to get into turn 11. I don't think the 74 was quite ready for it and got a little tap from behind from the 35 and sent him into the barrier. So just kind of a bottleneck situation there getting into turn 11.
Yeah, I'm going to jump back and see if we can see that again from maybe an aerial view, because the camera view we had before was a little bit hard to see it all, but let's see if we can see from up here. Yeah, you're absolutely right. 41 checks up. 74, okay, the 35 was on the inside of the 74, and the 74 tries to cross him over there, across his nose, and it got him into the tire barriers. You're absolutely right there, Dave. Now, as if you're a NASCAR fan, you may know that that's no longer a tire barrier. That is now a wall. Just starting this season, this past week or whatever, they put a wall.
And if that had been a wall here, I think the 74 kind of gets through that. All of them get through that.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's one of the reasons they did it. Not so that folks would get through there. It's that they were saying that drivers were kind of cheating the track there a little bit. And not by cheating, I mean using that extra space over to those tires. And they wanted to kind of stop that from happening, which was very successful in the Cup race for sure. But your leader is Eric Thornton, the happiest man on track at the moment.
Yeah, Kenneth Pack back up into the 2nd position now, so big benefit for the leaders having issues here for Kenneth Pack as well, along with Zulu.
Zulu now under fire by the 41. 41's, I mean, he's a little bit back. He's about a half second back, but can see him in his mirror. And this is not the type, at the ovals you can race out of your mirror a lot of times. Not really what you want to try to do here at when you're making all these. You got 11 turns and it's lefts and rights and lefts and rights.
Yeah, with the laps ticking off quickly, down 24 laps to go here. Like I said, all these drivers will have to make one more stop to top these tanks off with fuel.
Michael Kurgelak entered pit lane. He's in.
So Kurgelak coming in for his stop.
Oh,
should be, I'm going to guess, a splash of fuel and go.
Is it too early to splash and go? I mean, if you come in this early, would you maybe want to have the 4 tires?
Not sure. We did just a handful of laps. I don't think you want to waste the time. I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah, you're right.
Topping that thing off.
Yep, right sides did not go up. Just topped her off, and away he goes.
Yeah, I think if you take 4 tires right here, you just give up too much time on the track. So, but I did see Kenneth Pack went off track and back on, so he had a little bit of an issue somewhere.
Yeah, and he's lost a
Zulu
couple.
Now, yeah.
Zulu now 9 seconds back, but in second position. 16 is now under fire from Lee Walter Huber's closing in on him. 27's off track, taking a little little detour, doing a little off-roading there.
Yeah, Kenneth Pack went off track in turn 2 on the exit, kind of missed that corner a little bit.
He's now down pit road as a 16 of Pack. Going to come in and get his service. See what he elects to do here as the 19 has caught the 6 of SWRN. Benny Campbell's in.
Yep.
So we're watching the 16 of Pack to see if he just takes fuel or if he's going to put tires on that thing. Looks like it's going to be right sides are up.
I don't know. I don't like the call. I think splash of fuel and go is the call that I would make, but
4 tires.
What do I know?
4 tires and fuel for the 16. Now he did have that off-track excursion, so maybe he slid him a little bit or something, or scuffed him and was afraid to stay out there on the older tires. As the 6 gets a little bit loose, the 19 now looking to his right side, heading through the S's. Or I'm sorry, no, they're through the S's.
Yeah, I feel like this is really going to benefit Michael Kurgelak here.
Oh, as the 6 is off track now. Turn 10. He's going to go ahead and bring that 6 machine to pit road. That's a good time to do it. If you're going to go off track, you might as well bring her on down. If you're going to go off in 10, that's the best move. Is to go ahead and straight on down pit road. You don't have to worry about merging back into traffic.
Kurgelak off in the dirt. There's James Nelson now to pit road.
Kurgelak works his way through the hairpin. Excuse me. Tommy Osborne currently in the 4th position. Has yet to come to pit road. Or no, wait a minute. Yeah, so last pit stop on lap 34. So he'll still have to come down for a splash of fuel. Nelson's still on pit road. His right sides are up. Sauburn is away. He took 4 tires. Nelson's going to take 4 tires as well.
Yeah, I think once Zulu, Huber, and Osborne pit, Kurgelak, he's going to find himself in the 2nd position if all goes according to plan here. I think he was running, maybe 4th?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is really going to benefit
madness
him.
Happened.
Benny Campbell's had an issue. Let's see if we can find out what happened with Benny.
Tommy Osborne is on pit road now.
Benny having some trouble getting up the hill there. Gets it off track. Right rear just barely. Okay, it was just barely off track. But under the throttle up the hill, spins it out. That's when he gets passed by the 75. And I believe he also gets passed by got passed by the 6 and the 75, I think.
Okay, so Tommy Osborne, right sides are up. That's going to be 4 tires and fuel for the 1.
And Michael Kurgelak now in the 4th spot, so he's back where he pitted from. Did he pit from 3rd or 4th? Nonetheless,
yeah.
He's back up to fourth.
We'll see when the 88 of Eric Thornton comes to pit road. If Eric Thornton comes down and takes 4 tires of fuel, that could possibly hand the lead over to Kerjelak, as he's only about 36 seconds behind Thornton at the moment.
Yeah,
it's a long pit road.
It would, but man, they would be so close together that I don't know that the tires, because Kurt's, I'm watching him, and that thing is getting a little bit tail happy on exit already, because as we learned from Curtis Sauburn during our ride with Curtis Dale, this track is very, very slick. But he's still running, Kurtz is running lap times of a 1:17.9 to Eric Thornton's 1:18.2. And well, this last time by it's a little bit different, but yeah, so he was still a little bit faster than the leader.
Yeah, I really like that call by Kerjelak for fuel only. I think that puts him in a great position here with just a handful of laps to go. I mean, we're under 20 laps to go now.
This is the SimWorld Racing Network. You're watching the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series, SWRN 66 at Sonoma, right here in sunny California, wine country. We thank you for joining us as always. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell. We have racing here 3 nights a week. Tune in on Sunday night as we will be running the All-American Racing League Truck Series returns to SimWorld Racing Network. Be racing at Nashville is it Super Speedway for the trucks, Dave?
Yes, I believe Nashville.
Okay, I just didn't know if they were running the big track or not. But yeah, so that's where we'll be returning, and then Tuesday night will be the Nashville Super Speedway for the All-American Racing League Cup Series, and then we'll be back here on Friday night for more racing here at the Quick Finishers Racing League as they head into is it Iowa? Yes, Iowa, next Friday night right here on SimWorld Racing Network. So hit that little ringy bell thingy so that it'll let your device know that you've got some racing to watch.
Eric Thornton working off turn 10. Looks like he's going to bypass pit road again, so at least another lap here for Eric Thornton.
Yeah, the 75 of Nelson after having his 4-tire stop. Still ahead of our leader, staying on the lead lap. I'd say you would be waiting on a caution, but you're not going to get one. So it's hard to make up a full lap here. If you're just in front of the leader and the leader comes to pit road for 4 tires, you're still not going to catch up to him. But yeah. Nonetheless, it's the call that you make. He's about 1 minute 17 seconds behind is Nelson. Zulu currently 12 seconds behind our leader in second position. Still has not been down pit road. Lee Walter Huber is almost 20 seconds behind our leader and also needs to come down pit road. First car that is pitted is Michael Kerjelak in fourth. Currently running 36.5 seconds, and he's faster than our leaders at the moment with a 1:17.83. Fastest car on the track. Even though he did not take tires, he's still fastest car on the track. At least the last time by. Ryan Steinhoff, who we saw have to limp this car around with a broken right front, has rebound now to 8th position, and he should not have to pit again. I believe he's going to be okay. If they can do 27 laps, he's going to be okay to finish in the top 10 here. As Benny Campbell is on pit road, coming down to get his service.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching this battle between Eric Thornton and James Nelson as James Nelson's desperately trying to stay on the lead lap here. Quite a little battle going on between the two of them.
Yeah, James doing a pretty good job of staying out in front of the leader. James is on for a 4 on fresher tires, about 10 lap fresher tires maybe. 10, 11 lap fresher tires than is the 88. Struggling to get through the hairpin, but gets good acceleration off the corner. 88 is still out there, Dave, as we're coming to 15 to go here in the SWRN 66 at Sonoma. It's been a great race thus far. Some crazy stuff happening. What happened to the 98? I don't know what just happened to the 98. I don't see anything. It was on a weird part of the track. I'm really not sure what happened.
Yeah, not sure. He lost a bunch of time.
Yeah, he was way over in the center, like almost like where the tires would be. In the, I don't know, almost like he cut through the center there. May have had to stop and then go to give that time back. Came out of like the parking area of the drag strip.
Yeah, it's like he just, I don't know, gets a little loose out of turn 11, kind of down into that parking lot, I guess I'd call it. That's about it.
Yeah, it really didn't show up on my timing and scoring anywhere, but I did see. I just happened to select to him and saw him coming out of the parking lot. So maybe he had to stop. I think there's porta-johns over there. Maybe he had to stop and relieve himself.
Eric Thornton is to pit road.
Let's see what Eric decides to do on his pit stop here. If he's going to take tires or just fuel only. This is going to hand the lead over to Zulu. Zulu zipping by there to take over the lead. 88 is down.
Looks like fuel only for the 88.
Yeah, fuel only. He's away. That's going to be the winning move, Dave.
Yep, Michael Kurgelak he gained a little bit, but not enough.
Yeah, still something almost 20 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds, 9 seconds. He's really gaining on him pretty quick now. Going to stabilize right around 8-second gap between Kurgelak and Thornton. Your leader is the 98 of Zulu. That pink and black Toyota. Lee Walter Huber in second place, about 4 seconds behind our leader, Zulu. Zulu still not coming down, still staying out. As he heads through the hairpin. Ryan Steinhoff is in. It looks like Ryan wasn't going to have enough fuel to finish. Stop to put a splash of gas in that thing to get him through to the end. Kurgelak is gaining a little on Thornton, which I think is going to be the battle for the lead when this cycles through. Yeah, it really depends, though. Zulu is really running this thing a little long. See what he does this time by, but running the thing a little long, which means he could take a little less fuel, Dave.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Eric Thornton's only 13 seconds behind Zulu, and this is a long, slow pit road. We watched Kurgelak make up, a bunch of time from 35 seconds down to 8 seconds on Eric Thornton's pit stop. So
yeah, you're
not quite enough of a gap.
Stays out another lap, though.
Yeah, along with Lee Walter Huber, he's staying out on track as well. I mean, this may be the right call for them, because that should cycle them in, still possibly within the top 5. They're just going to have to take maybe a gallon or two of fuel and get going again.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's definitely not a bad move. As gaining on the leader, because the leader only took fuel, that really sets the precedence for everyone else. Unfortunately, these guys that took 4 tires were not able to capitalize on the 4 tires. It's just too much track, right? It's too much, and pit road is like you said, is just too slow to and long to for that 4 tires to be able to work. Fuel only is really the only way you could go if any of the leaders did that, and that's really, I think Michael Kerjelak forced Eric Thornton to take fuel only.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Kerjelak is currently a 10th quicker as Lee Walter Huber is down pit road. Kerjelak has been about a 10th quicker each and every lap, but with 8-second or nearly 8-second gap and only 11 laps to go here, I think that's going to be too much to overcome, unfortunately, for Kerjelak. Thornton now moves into the second position. Kerjelak will take third. Zulu still our leader on track. 19 is fuel only and away. Ooh, the 2 had some trouble. Zulu gets on past him with no issues there. And once Zulu comes to pit road, this will turn the lead back over to Eric Thornton, Michael Kerjelak, and it looks like Lee Walter Huber will be able to hold on to that third spot. It really depends on where the 98 comes back out, but 98's staying out again. I think he's got a couple extra fuel cans in his passenger seat there, man. Able to run this thing along. Yeah, so the first car on 4 tires is Kenneth Pack in 5th position. And then Tommy Osborne in 6th and James Nelson 7th. But Kenneth Pack is still some 16 seconds behind Lee Walter Huber. So for Zulu, he's definitely going to want to just do fuel only when it's time for him to hit pit road.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you wouldn't run this long to take on tires. Wouldn't be beneficial at all. Stayed out again. So we're coming to 9 to go here for the Quick Finishers Racing League race number 17. The SimWorld Racing Network 66 at Sonoma. This is the SimWorld Racing Network. We appreciate you tuning in tonight or day or whenever you're watching it. If you're watching it back on the replay, we appreciate you nonetheless. Smash that thumbs up button if you're having fun. Subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, all that good stuff that you can do on the social medias here, and we appreciate it as always. You're watching Zulu lead in the final laps here. He's still gonna have to bring it to pit road. I don't see any way that he can make it all the way to the end. Well, matter of fact, I know he cannot make it all the way to the end. But Eric Thornton has already been on pit road and got his fuel. Michael Kerjelak already has his fuel. Everyone is pitted at this point except for Zulu. So we're watching our leader as he comes around and down. We'll see if he hits pit road this time. He should be heading into turn 10 now. See if he straightens it out and takes it up to pit lane entrance. And he is on pit road. 98 is down. Eric Thornton now coming through pit. He's going to come into the hairpin. He passes Zulu now to take the lead. Well, not quite yet, but he's getting ready to. Eric Thornton reclaims the lead.
Yeah, so it looks like Eric Thornton's going to have about, I don't know, just over 8-second lead here over Michael Kurjalak. Like you said, we're on 8 to go. Now that's going to move Lee Walter Huber into that 3rd position.
Yeah, and Zulu is down and away, so he's coming back out in 4th. So, I mean, it did kind of work out for him there.
Yeah, I figured he'd cycle back in the top 5.
Now, there were some names early on in this race. If you'd stepped away and are rejoining us, Ryan Steinhoff and Riley Palmer. I believe Riley Palmer won the first 2 stages. Is that right, Dave? Yes. Settled the pole, won the first 2 stages, and then there was a little incident. Those guys both got penalized coming to pit road at the end of stage 2, which put them back in 9th and 10th. And as they were working their way back up to the field, coming into the hairpin turn, kind of got in, had to avoid another driver a little bit, or tried to dive another driver. Hit the tires in the hairpin turn, did the 74, and then the 35 got into him, tore both of those cars up. Both those guys have had issues getting them back going again. 74 had to drive all the way back around with a broken front wheel. I mean, the thing was sideways. The 35 had to tow, so that put those guys mired back in the pack in 9th and 10th. Eric Thornton has since, he was running 3rd at the time, but has since kind of taken over the show. Pit strategy has worked how it's worked out, which was able to get Zulu into lead a bunch of laps, and they end up currently in the 4th position. Lee Walter Huber took fuel only and able to hold on to 3rd. Michael Kurjalak being the first down pit road for fuel only. Lap 20, I think had 24 laps to go. Able to claim that 2nd position and gaining on Thornton a little bit over the last lap or so. But 6 laps to go here for the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series, SWRN 66 at Sonoma. Be sure to stick around at the conclusion of the races. We will try to get an interview with our top 3 drivers, or finishers, I'm saying. Yes, we can't always make that happen, as some drivers, kind of take off a little early or need to get going or do whatever, but we will make our best effort at interviewing the top 3 finishers in tonight's race. I think Benny Campbell has retired from the race. Possibly. Vinnie Campbell is marked as out. Four laps to go. Eric Thornton leads the way, 8.5 seconds over Michael Kerslak and the Walter Huber.
Yeah, so definitely the right strategy call here by the top four. I believe, all taking fuel there on their stop in stage 3. Kind of worked out.
Yeah, it did. It did. Kenneth Pack, we watched him when he came down for his pit stop. I don't think he was really scheduling to come down when he did. Now, he did. He was the first he's the first car in the field that has taken 4 tires. However, he was wrecking out of 10, had an issue, was wrecking out of 10, and because of that, went ahead and shot on down pit road and made his stop. And that kind of worked out for him to get him back up into 5th position. I believe he was running somewhere around 6th or 7th when all that occurred. But used that moment of already being kind of slowed down from being off track there to go ahead and shoot on down pit road and get the service taken care of. So I think that kind of was a smart move, worked out for him, but did take tires. So unable to really gain much on that other than over his fellow competitors there.
Yeah, we are now on 3 to go.
Take a look here at a couple points. Eric Thornton can win today. This will be his 4th win on the season. If he can get it done, finish out these final 3 laps as our leader, it will be his 4th win on the season. So kind of, showing he can win just about anywhere, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, he's run a good race. He took advantage of definitely took advantage of the leader's misfortune. Made the best of it here. Is barring any problems, he'll come away with another win here.
So Michael Kerslak, okay, that's the lap car, the 35. Which was our pole sitter behind him right now. Currently a lap down. So no battle for position there. Trying to see if there's anyone close to making a pass out here today. Okay, you've got this battle back here with the 6 and the 75 and 74. Oh, it was the 6 is sideways right in front of the 74. 74 are able to save it. Man,
as soon as we mention him.
Timing, yeah. So unfortunately, Curtis Solberg going to lose a position there.
That's been a couple times tonight. We talk about somebody and they're off track or around backwards.
2 laps to go for Eric Thornton. I'm going to say 2 laps to go for all these drivers because, it's like they say 121 degrees. It's hot. It's slick. It's a handful out here tonight.
Eric Thornton's going to work his way through turn 11. Come down here to the start-finish line. He will see the white flag. One more time around for the 88 of Eric Thornton.
See him come up into turn 1, crest the hill here. Heads towards turn 3. 3 and 3A.
And I see he was given a little bit of time back to Michael Kerslak, so that tells me he's being very cautious here on the final lap to just not make a mistake and bring it home.
I can't say I blame him for that one for sure. He's heading down through turn 7 now, working his way over and into the S's.
He's going to be slower car of Curtis Auburn is going to be right here in front of him.
Don't think that's going to be enough to slow him down. I mean, he can almost ride behind Curtis and be okay as they're exiting the S's now. Working through the exit of the S's. Going to head on down to towards turn 10 in the...
I think Eric's just saying, please, Curtis, do not make a mistake. I want to get this thing in victory lane here.
Don't do that in the hairpin, please. As he's now coming through the hairpin. Final turn. Comes around your winner of the SWRN 66 at Sonoma, Eric Thornton.
Yeah, heck of a race there for Eric, capitalizing on the mistakes.
Michael Kurgelak crosses in second. Lee Walter Huber's coming through the hairpin now. Going to take over that, or finish in third position today is Lee Walter Huber. All right, man. What a race, what a race, what a race. We'll get the full field rundown for you, but first we want to go ahead and see if we can find Lee Walter Huber, if he is in the chat. I do not see him.
I'm not seeing him yet. Let's do a rundown, and then we'll see who pops in and out. Sometimes these drivers will pop in and out of the chat here.
All right. We'll see what we can do there. Now I'm gonna wait for all the drivers to finish before I can get you that result, but we'll get it for you here just shortly. Okay, there we go. Whoa, that's not it. That's the qualifying, so we still don't have it yet.
Yeah, it hasn't been posted. We're still waiting for everyone to come around. Still looking to see if maybe Lee will hop in. I'm not seeing him yet. Yeah, I guess we can go ahead and let's grab Michael Kurgelak and chat with him for just a minute. Hey, Kurds, Dave in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, heck of a run here at Sonoma. I mentioned on the stream that fuel only call was the right call. Definitely got you up into that top 3, that podium position. So congrats on coming home P2. Looked like it was a little slick out there tonight. How was it from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, the temperature was around 123 degrees, and yeah, I didn't take tires on that last stop because I had that planned the whole time, and yeah, the tires were the left rear was at 85, so it was more temperature than wear, but yeah, it got crazy there at the end.
Well, listen, Kurds, I've been watching you, man, through the Quick Finishers Racing League, the All-American Racing League, and you are chomping at the bit each and every week to win these races, man. You're going to get it done. Look, I really don't have any questions for you as much as I just wanted to say congratulations on a P2 and look forward to calling your win on one of these races here real soon, bud.
I want to say thanks for noticing that, and appreciate what you guys do for us.
Yeah, absolutely, man. If there's anybody you want to shout out or anybody you want to say hello to, floor is yours. Otherwise, we'll send you back to celebrate with your friends.
I just want to say good win to Eric, and I worked my butt off, even though it was second. I'm proud of it.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, you have a good one, and we'll talk to you. Hopefully, we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was Michael Kurgelak in the number 41 Ford, finishing in the second position. Looks like we have Lee Huber in the chat.
Lee joined the chat. We'll grab him. Hey, Lee, Dave in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Hey, buddy. Congrats on coming home in third. I think I mentioned on the stream, too, is we don't get to mention your name a lot, or we haven't, so it's great to see you up at the front. And the pitch stop cycles kind of played right out in your favor.
Yeah, that I got really lucky with Zulu deciding to run really long. That definitely made things a lot easier on my end. But yeah, it's I've done a lot of road course racing and not a lot of oval racing, so this was definitely more up my wheelhouse than the normal standard fare.
Yeah, we were kind of wondering that because, you know, there's a few new names here that we call this each and every week, few new names that we were kind of been watching and seeing how guys are doing and things. And it's not that you have much trouble or whatever on the ovals either, but this we're like, man, we're watching the practice times even before the race, and you seem to be really good at these road course races. So I'm glad you cleared that up for us. That's kind of more of what you're used to doing. Now, Did you usually do like the GT3 stuff, the other IMSA style cars, or Formula, or do you do stock car mostly?
So mostly GT3. So like I actually helped run a league in Assetto Corsa for all through COVID. So that's really where I get all of my road racing from. So this no traction control, no ABS thing
Yep.
is really, really been difficult to get used to.
Well, listen, man,
Yeah.
you put on a good show. You finished top 3, man. You can't beat that. So look forward to talking to you here in the future on some of these ovals as well. Are you liking the oval racing?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a lot of fun, and this league in particular is really good. Pretty clean racing, so I'm excited to learn more.
Very cool, man. Well, listen, everybody in this league's very good about, giving suggestions or helpful hints or whatever they can. So just be sure to chat with those guys. They'll be happy to help you out any way they can. If there's anybody you want to shout out or say hi to, the floor is yours.
I just want to say or shout out my friend Zach, who kind of coached me through the race and gave me advice on the pit stops. So thank you very much, Zach.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, we're going to send you back to celebrate, but congratulations on a P3.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was Lee Huber in the number 19 Toyota finishing P3 tonight. But let's see if we can get our winner in here, Dave. Eric Thornton getting his 4th win on the season.
Hey, Eric, Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey, I figured we'd make you wait long enough. So, hey, heck of a job to come away with the win. Looked pretty slick from other drivers saying pretty slick, hot track. How'd that play out for you throughout the race? Did it take you a while to kind of get a grasp on it?
Yeah, it was really slick. The first couple laps, definitely before the tires came up to temp, were really causing havoc. Yeah, it was very hot and slick out there.
So I wanted to ask you, Eric, with Riley Palmer and Ryan Steinhoff having issues with their pit stops and getting black flagged, going to the back, those guys were pretty quick out there today too. Did you have anything for them? Were you still going to end up in here talking to us at the end of the day?
Yeah, I was counting on a 3rd place there. I didn't have anything for them. I didn't know what happened. They sat in the pits forever after the 2nd stage, and then I think they got into each other after that.
Yeah, there was a bad incident there in the turn 11.
Yeah.
There, so
Yeah. So what happened, Eric? If you're not sure, is they got black flagged because they passed the pace car coming to pit road as they entered. They kind of sped up a little bit.
Oh, really?
Both of them got the black flag.
I even
And-
thought about that as they was coming into the pits. I even thought they might get that because they were flying in there past the pace car.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough break for them. And being back in the pack, you kind of know what tends to happen sometimes. So tough break for them. But hey,
Good break for me.
yeah, great finish for you, man. So listen, the floor is yours, man. Anybody you want to shout out or say hi to? It's all on you.
Shout out to my wife Katie and I got 4 sons, so I'll shout out to all 4 of them.
Hey, man, so this is your 4th win, so you got a win for each of them. There you go. So
Yep.
congrats on your 4th win, man. And it probably would be more. We know that you dominated a couple of races and had some issues where you had to leave early or were ejected early or whatever. But again, congratulations on one heck of a season so far. This is race number 17. You're the winner here at the SWRN 66, man. So congrats.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Appreciate
bud.
it.
Take care. That was your winner, Eric Thornton, in the number 88 Chevrolet, getting that win, man, here. So let's go ahead and give a full race rundown as we pull up the race results. Your winner, as we just spoke to him, was Eric Thornton with Michael Kerjelak in 2nd, Lee Walter Huber in 3rd, Zoltan Zulu in 4th, Tommy Osborne 5th, Kenneth Pack was 6th, 7th was James Nelson.
Yeah, 8th is Ryan Steinhoff. 9th goes to Curtis Sovereign. 10th to Riley Palmer. 11th, Tyrone Yo Jr. 12th goes to Benny Campbell. 13th to Gregory Robinson. And rounding out your field in 14th is Michael Bovair.
Well, Dave, we saw all kinds of things happen today. We saw some strategy. We saw some tragedy. and we saw some good racing. So I think we kind of got a little bit of everything here in wine country.
Yeah, most certainly we did. Tough break for Riley Palmer and who was the other one? Sorry, Ryan Steinhoff. Just one of those things, you know, sometimes you don't pay attention to it, but you definitely watch the replay, see them, they kind of speed up a little bit, and they were just ahead of that pace car. So tough break for them, especially Riley Palmer, who dominated this race early on. But that's racing. That's how it goes sometimes. Mistakes are made. And congrats to Eric Thornton on pulling that one out.
Absolutely. And we will be back here next Friday night with Quick Finishers Racing League at Iowa for we'll be back here at Iowa on Friday. Now don't forget, this coming Sunday, the All-American Racing League will have their truck series returning at Nashville. And then Tuesday night will be the All-American Racing League Cup Series at Nashville Superspeedway. So be sure to tune in for those events. And then again, back here Friday for Iowa. So tune in right here on the SimWorld Racing Network. We're Dave and Dave. We are out of here. We hope you had fun. We had fun bringing it to you. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time.